The United States will transfer 31 M1 Abrams battle tanks to Ukraine. The value of this equipment is $400 million.
Armored capability, as General Austin will tell you, has been critical. And that's why the United States has committed hundreds of armored fighting vehicles to date, including more than 500 as part of the assistance package we announced last Friday. And today I'm announcing that the United States will be sending 31 Abrams tanks to Ukraine.
Yesterday, decisions on the transfer of tanks were made by Germany, which will send 14 Leopard 2 A6s from the Bundeswehr reserves to Ukraine to begin with. Training in the use of the tanks should begin in late February. Berlin also allowed other countries to transfer German-made tanks to Ukraine. This decision is in line with our well-known line of supporting Ukraine as best we can. On the international stage, we are acting in a closely coordinated manner. Challenger 2 tanks are already on their way to Ukraine. A week ago, London decided to hand over 14 modern machines to Ukraine. Last year, the United Kingdom gave £2.3 billion worth of military aid to Ukraine.
The UK and our allies must accelerate our efforts to ensure Ukraine wins this war and secures a lasting peace.
These are historic decisions, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said, commenting on the agreement to hand over German Leopards and US Abrams. There is already a coalition of tanks, and there is a decision to provide tanks to defend our country. All this proves the most important fact, that freedom is strengthening. A willingness to hand over Leopard tanks has so far been expressed by Poland, Germany, Finland, the Netherlands, Denmark, Portugal and Spain. The Spanish government is ready to hand over up to 50 tanks. Yesterday, Norway joined the emerging coalition. Pressure is also mounting on France, which is considering the transfer of its own Leclerc tanks. Today I was in contact with a number of prime ministers of countries to make this coalition as broad as possible. The formation of this coalition was initiated by Poland. Ukraine asked Poland for support. In mid-January, President Andrzej Duda became the first European leader to announce his willingness to donate 14 Leopard 2 tanks as part of a broader coalition of countries. Whether it's about Patriots or Leopards, it turns out that Germany is acting under pressure, among other things, under pressure from Poland. The project for a new armoured brigade that Ukraine could field is becoming more and more feasible. Most of the important decisions to support Ukraine are increasingly being initiated by Poland, which has become a transport hub for the military and humanitarian support that goes to Ukraine from all over the world. I would like to point out that Poland was approached by the Americans with information in 2021 about the risk of conflict. On Friday, another $2.5 billion package of US military aid to Ukraine was announced in Ramstein. That's more than 550 vehicles, including 90 Stryker armoured vehicles, nearly 60 Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, more than 50 MRAP armoured vehicles, and 350 Humvee all-terrain vehicles. In addition, the package included ammunition, anti-aircraft rocket launchers, and more than 100,000 artillery rounds. Importantly, according to US data, a total of up to 3,000 armoured vehicles will arrive on Ukrainian territory from the United States and Western Europe. An anti-aircraft alert was issued across Ukraine today. Ukrainian missile defences neutralised 47 of 55 Russian cruise missiles. 20 missiles were destroyed near Kiev. The situation on the Ukrainian-Russian front has stabilised. The Russians are successfully trying to break through Ukrainian defensive lines. According to Professor Mirosław Banasik, Russia faced a strategic shock due to the West's decision to send Leopard 2 tanks. These are state-of-the-art tanks that, on the battlefield, are unlikely to have any problems opposing Russia's tanks. If the dimension of foreign support persists, Ukraine could gradually liberate Russian-occupied territories over the next few months. Russia will now do its best to use the time as quickly as possible and, one might say, surprise the Ukrainians, and on the other hand, gain time before the tank and infantry fighting vehicles delivered to Ukraine reach full operational capability. Meanwhile, Russia's Belgorod region, bordering Ukraine and Crimea, a hacking attack most likely occurred. A speech by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Ukrainian was aired on television instead of the scheduled programs.